Hi guys, and welcome back to this ActiveCampaign series. My name is Rimas and I'm the CEO of Venti. We help businesses automate mundane tasks so they can focus more on their clients and making more money and keeping everyone happy. And just do less of the boring stuff because no one likes that. So in this particular video, I'm going to talk about automations inside ActiveCampaign and more specifically about triggers inside ActiveCampaign. What are triggers? So a trigger is obviously something that triggers an automation is something in an ActiveCampaign. So if something happens, activate this automation. This is a trigger, right? That's all about a trigger. So first of all, a trigger can so you can trigger an automation manually by adding a contact to the automation. I'll show you how. So let's give a name to this automation. So it's test automation. So I'll save it. And if I go to contacts here, I'll show you how to manually add a contact to your automations. So you have this small tab here, it's called automations, and I click add. It tells me I don't have any because I have to add a step here. Let's say you can safely ignore this. I just want active, and I just moved it to the active state. And now if I hit refresh, I will have it here. So yep, I have the test automation here. So if I click OK, the contact has just been added to my automation. I will hit the refresh and you will see under recent activities right now that the contact has entered the automation and obviously has completed the automation simply because that's the only step here. This automation does not do anything else besides just finishing it, and that's it. And now back to triggers. So that was the first option, like manually adding the contact. The second option would be to add the contact manually, but still automatically from an API call or something like Zapier. So Zapier does have an action where you can add a contact to a specific automation. So you can definitely do that, which is automatic. It's still manual as far as ActiveCampaign is concerned. The contact does not have to fit a trigger condition, but it's automatic for you because you will have those conditions inside Zapier, right? So if somebody subscribes or fills out a form on your website, you can then call the respective Zapier function and it will trigger the automation. But what about triggers that are activated inside ActiveCampaign? So if I click on trigger here, you will see that I have a bunch of categories, including, I'm on the view all here, so I can see them all, but you can just sort them by whatever you want. So a trigger can be a person subscribes to a list, submits a form, opens or reads an email, or clicks a link. So for example, you have like 5 links inside an email. 4 of them go to your landing page, 1 of them goes to a YouTube video you created. So if someone clicks on the YouTube video, you can trigger this automation, and it's a YouTube video follow-up series. Or if someone shares the email, or if someone gets a tag added, like we talked about tags in earlier videos, like purchased ebook. If someone has this tag added, purchased ebook, they get to enter this automation, or it's date based on anniversary, or abandons cart conversions, the sentiment changes, like the sentiment of the deal, right? The deal is more likely to convert. The sentiment has just changes. The deal owner changes. So you can choose whatever you want. For simplicity, I will choose tag is added. So let me choose that. Tag purchased ebook is added, the contact, and I can choose to run once or I can choose to run multiple times. The difference here is if I choose to run it once and the contact gets this tag added like several times, it will only go through this automation once. So it will not go through it like 10 times. Even if the contact gets this tag 10 times, right? If I choose multiple times, it will just enter the automation every single time the tag gets added or the condition is met, right? The trigger is met. I can also segment the context under this automation. So what I mean by that is, even though they get the tag purchase ebook added, if something is not right, I can filter to leave those contexts out of this automation. So let's say country is, I don't know, Canada. So I only want this automation to run for people who have this tag purchased ebook added to their contact. It runs multiple times, so like every single time they get this tag added, but only for those whose country is Canada, right? Or is not Canada, or is blank, or is not blank, or whatever other filter I want to add here. So I just filter whoever enters this automation, right? For this particular example, I'll just cancel that. So you have this trigger. Obviously you can have like several triggers, like as many as you wish. And also you can still manually add people to this automation, which means that everyone who has this tag is going to be added, plus everyone else who you add manually or via Zapier or any other software that you choose, right? And that's everything about triggers. This is how you trigger an automation, both manually via via a trigger. And again, manually includes Zapier triggers or API triggers or any other third-party triggers that have their own conditions or their own set of conditions. That being said, this is everything about triggers, and I'll see you in the next video when I'm going to show you more about the workflow and the conditions inside an automation.